Hi, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Ryan.
You'll probably best know us as wine celebrities, but it may shock you to learn that there are other celebrities out there that are not wine related. And today, that's what we're exploring.
Yeah. While our fan base may be large, the wines we are reviewing today might have proprietors of a larger fan base, you might say.
Well, not everyone's familiar with them, and so we'll do a deep dive into their background, tell you maybe why you're interested in these celebrities.
Probably some names you've never heard before.
But more importantly, we're going to taste their wine, and we're going to determine whether they should stick with their day job of celebrating, or I assume this is what celebrities do. I don't know, but or whether they should
change careers and make wine.
Wine number one is Pink, and I don't mean the artist Pink, who legitimately makes her own wine in California.
Yeah, you kind of threw me off there, because this is not Pink's wine.
No, this is Miraval.
Sorry, it's a little frosty. It just came out of the fridge. Miraval, produced by, what are their names again? Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Before we even delve into this wine, just look at this packaging. I would love to be a fly on the wall during that meeting, because I feel like it went like this. They had like a marketing manager, like a Jeffrey B. Moss type. And he's like, what are you guys thinking about for the direction of the brand for this? And they just kind of looked at each other in the eyes and they're like, look at us. Just make it look that good. Well, it was a quick smell.
It smells clean.
Perfect.
But I think you said produced by, and that's the thing. This isn't produced by what's her name? Angelina Jolie or Brad Pitt at all. This is produced by Famille Perron.
Right. Okay.
It's a partnership.
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about the contents of the bottle. I'm talking about the bottle itself.
Okay.
That's a custom cast bottle. It might be hard to see on camera, but it says Miraval in the punt there. It costs money to get a custom bottle like that.
I heard it was modeled after her elbow.
Jeff says the darndest things. Grab your glass, I'm going to pour you some.
Okay. I'm excited to taste this. Have you tasted this before?
I have not. Regain composure. Here we go. But you know what's interesting is we have had a Famille Perrin wine on the show before.
In a box format.
Actually,
also the rosé.
In a bottle. Back to the old bib v biddle. Back in the good old days.
We're going to link that up here.
Link it up. But okay, so just to digress there, the packaging is really, really well done.
I agree.
Looks really
good.
And
so whereas that $10 rosé that we had before was from Vento in the Rhone, this is from Provence, which also feels like a lot of celebrities are getting into that Provence rosé game right now.
I would think so. Like, two of their kids were born in Nice, so I'm assuming they have property in Nice. The nose, much like Brad and Angelina, very pretty.
Yeah, very subdued, very elegant.
I would say, I mean, I haven't tasted it yet, but this is a step up from the La Ville Ferme. Was that the brand for?
Yeah, it was.
The rosé, bag-in-box and bottle.
The Old Firm.
The Old Firm.
Well, what's the price?
We're like $20 here.
Okay.
So you pay for the celebrity factor, I want to say.
Yeah, because as much as I like this wine, it is not substantially different than a lot of Provence rosés that you would find on the shelf.
Right, and you'd find those at a lower price point, but because they don't have the cachet with the names behind them, or the packaging cost that goes behind it, you're saving some dollars there. But at the end of the day, this is good.
Yeah, it's good. Very kind of citrusy, grapefruit, slightly floral.
Because I kind of feel like they didn't, like they were just in Los Angeles and like, oh, we should start a wine brand. I feel like they were in Nice and they were drinking Provence style rosés, and they were like, oh, wouldn't it be great if we had our own?
They were probably like €2 a glass.
Yeah, I think they put a little bit of effort into this.
So is this just kind of a celebrity gimmick, or is this worth seeking out?
I think it's worth seeking out.
Yeah, I think if you want a Provence rosé that kind of hits those marks, this is what you get.
Like you could bring this, that's what I kind of like about this. It's like you have no idea there's any allegiance to celebrities with this.
Right.
You're just like, wow, that's a sharp bottle. That would stand out. And I think that's the thing. This would stand out on a shelf. I think you could grab this off the shelf and, not knowing anything about Angelina or Brad's,
You're on a first name basis with them.
Not knowing anything about Jolie or Pitts or Jolie Pitts. Not knowing anything about the celebrities that are behind this.
Right, which was probably their intention. And also smart on their part to then partner with a very established, very reputable wine brand in Famille Perron.
Yeah, I think probably it makes a lot more economic sense for their end too. Because obviously they're putting money into the packaging, but if you're going with an established wine brand, a manufacturing facility, they can just pump this out.
Well, and then you partner with someone like Famille Perron and they can take it to scale immediately.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if this blows up, all of a sudden, they can make it happen.
Yeah. They've got the vineyard sites, they've got the production capacity, and they can just make it happen.
Is this the best rosé on the planet? No. Is it a solid rosé?
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. Wine number 2.
Wine number 2. This is Spade Sparrows, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is actually Captain Jack Sparrow's wine.
Unfortunately, no.
Whose wine is this?
This is Kaitlyn Bristowe's wine.
Okay. Is it offensive if I say I've never heard of that person before?
I don't know. I don't know the tiers of celebrityism.
Is this D? Is this C? Is this B? Is this A?
I have no idea. So, you're familiar with a show called The Bachelor?
Yeah.
Or The Bachelorette?
Yep.
I believe she appeared in both of those shows.
How does that work?
Well, so here's the thing about those shows. There's not a great percentage of the couples that actually stay together.
What? I'm shocked.
Like a quarter.
Oh, really? That's more than I would have expected.
There's been like almost 40 seasons.
I mean, considering these people I've never met before, correct?
Yeah. And then like, who knows how long shooting takes place. But then you're supposed to like find love and all that. But anyways, so Kaitlyn Bristowe, she's a celebrity at this point. And she's released a wine brand.
Yeah, and why?
As far as I can ascertain, she's a wine lover.
Oh, okay, that's a good reason to start a wine brand.
Why not?
So this is Pinot Noir, 2018, California.
California.
State of California.
Yeah, well, it smells like California Pinot Noir. There's an oak presence to this wine.
There certainly is.
I think you can tell it's Pinot though. At the end of the day.
This is ripe California Pinot.
Yeah.
That's been oaked. And that'll be familiar to some people.
And who knows if it's seen barrels. I'm going to guess that it hasn't seen barrels. This is probably an oak alternative. But at the end of the day,
that's kind of like The Bachelor. You're seeing someone, but are you really seeing someone?
Who really knows? It's hitting that economical production price point.
Right.
And like when we're getting back to the Miraval, and there's some heft to this bottle. The label has some texture to it. So it's not like, bargain basement prices for everything. But I think like they're trying to achieve a price point so that they can make some money on this. I think this is like $18 US 20, 26 Canadian, something like that. Somewhere in that range.
And I think like the Miraval, you're paying a bit of a premium for that celebrity status, which is understandable.
Yeah, and I think it's the same thing with this one. I think there was some major hype surrounding this wine when she was releasing it, which speaks to her celebrity status.
Yeah, people who are less interested in the wine background, the winemaking, because let's be honest, this probably isn't a partnership like it was with Jolie and Pitt and Famille Perron. This is probably coming from a bulk market, but ultimately a wine style that presumably she loves and enjoys.
And I think this is a wine style that's widely accepted at this price point. And people might spend like a few more bucks because they know it's Kaitlyn Bristowe's wine. You know what I mean? And if you look at the website, like she's obviously very attractive and there's some great photography there, but there's obviously the sex appeal with this wine. I'm going to say this is kind of a bit more gimmicky in terms of just playing up the celebrity status, but at the end of the day, like obviously it's speaking for itself. It's still selling.
I've had worse wines.
There's worse wines out there.
Okay, our third celebrity is Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg. Or as I like to call him, Calvin Cortazar Broadus Jr.
Snoop Lion?
No, that was his Rasta face. He's a Christian now.
And for the first time in the history of the show, we're tasting gin.
And juice.
Gin and juice.
He's lying, of course. We're tasting a red wine. Produced in California.
This is 19 Crimes Cali Red. You see what they did there? They shortened California.
But it actually says Caliph on the label, doesn't it?
Caliph? No, it says Cali.
No, it says Caliph. Look at it.
I'm looking up here.
Oh, I was looking down there. They missed a F on the cross out there. Regardless, yeah, California Red.
Snoop Dogg is giving you attitude in this label.
Oh yeah. So 19 Crimes, obviously established wine brand in Australia, branched out, making it a California Red, and Snoop Dogg is on the label.
It's funny because 19 Crimes is, for some reason, kind of named after Australia's history of prisoners. I was in a prisoner population and somehow Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg? I don't think Snoop Dogg has been to prison.
Snoop Dogg has been to prison.
Oh.
Yes. Multiple times.
But when I think of Snoop Dogg and I think of booze, well, I think of weed first. But I guess when I think of booze, I think of gin. From Gin and Juice. And so we're drinking a wine though, obviously. Why?
What do you mean, why? He loves wine.
Oh, does he?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
He cooks with Martha Stewart.
The next 19 Crimes should be Martha Stewart. Speaking of convicts.
Speaking of convicts, I just remember the Robin Williams line. It's like, if you have horizontal blinds, don't use... No, that's not it.
We're drinking Cali or Caliph Red.
Caliph Red.
And...
California Red. It's
Oh, I get it, because of California girls.
It's innocuous red wine. Who's to say what really the variety is? It's off dry.
I haven't even tasted it.
It's off dry. I haven't tasted through a lot of the 19 Crimes wines, but I kind of assume this is a similar profile.
This is in that kind of sweet red category, like Apothic Red. I think I like this a little bit better than Apothic Red, actually.
Apothic Red's got that weird, like, tannin structure to it. Or maybe lack thereof. Or it tries to be, like, incredibly smooth, or however they phrase it. Whereas this one has, like, their structure.
Is it?
Yeah, there's like, well, there is tannin.
Do you think that's real tannin, though? Well, all tannin's real. But do
I think it's from the grapes or from...
Yeah, do you think the tannin's been added?
I mean, in California, well, I was going to say in California, surely it's from the grapes, but you never know how like fast they're expediting the wine, in which case they might have to.
Because this is 2019.
Yeah.
This is basically right off the vine.
Well, no, yeah, I guess so. Who knows when it was bottled? It could have been bottled like yesterday. Shipped up here.
Well, it was launched a couple months ago. The thing with this wine is that you don't necessarily pay that celebrity premium, though. Because what did we pay for this?
I think you're dead wrong.
We paid 19. Well, Apothic Red's
actually more than that, isn't it?
It's in that ballpark. It's in that range. I think that's kind of line price with the other 19 Crimes.
Right. Okay. So you're not. Oh, like because this is not a Snoop Dogg endeavor.
Right.
Necessarily.
This is probably more like a licensing thing.
Yeah. Where it's just like, oh, it'd be cool to have my picture on a bottle of wine. And 19 Crimes was like, well, actually, we're thinking about producing a California Red. You're from California.
Like, honestly, I think, thinking back to 19 Crimes, which I haven't had for a while, doesn't matter that this comes from California. Doesn't matter that it comes from the US. Doesn't matter that it has Snoop's face on it. No. They're all very similar tasting.
Yeah. And it's part of all the 19 Crimes have that live label shtick going on. This is not dissimilar. I haven't watched it. I don't even have the app anymore, but obviously there's something you can pull up, a little AR video with Snoop Dogg. We're not going to stirring up the leaves certify this is a great wine.
No.
But probably what we can do is like certify Snoop Dogg as like one of the coolest dudes.
I like Snoop Dogg.
He's great. I feel like what Snoop Dogg should do is release a pre-mixed gin and juice in a can.
Yeah.
And just rake in the dough.
I agree. Although apparently this is doing quite well.
Well, never mind then.
Across just 3 wines to kind of see the transition between them.
We started with collaboration, let's say.
Yeah.
Between celebrities and an established wine business, family.
A reputable winery.
Then
large in production, but quality driven still.
Absolutely. We moved into merchandising using one celebrityism. Is that a word?
Celebrity status.
Better way to phrase it. And putting that into a merchandise product. And what's interesting about that is like there's no Spade Sparrows website. It's like you go to the Kaitlyn Bristowe website and she's got beauty products, she's got wine, she's got her blog and her podcast and all these things all wrapped up into a merchandise of her.
So it's just another sales opportunity.
Then you move into licensing and where it's, I don't know the extent of his partnership, but let's just assume it's his name and his photo.
His likeness.
His likeness that's
his
going
likeness.
on. That's going on this wine. And what's interesting is like all 3 very successful. We're in a similar price bracket. Obviously, there's going to be different target audiences based on what wines you're going for. If you're going for the Miraval, you're probably a little bit more educated and know what you're looking for in a rosé.
Yeah.
You're going
also, but not as celebrity driven either, because again, like we mentioned, they don't have the names on the bottle.
Exactly.
So you can just pick that up thinking like Swan Provence.
But then like Spade Sparrows has like more of a youth driven marketing scheme. So like you might grab that, not even knowing it's associated with Kaitlyn. Or you might go in and be like, I'm looking for Kaitlyn Bristowe's wine. Whereas this one, it's like a Snoop Dogg on a label. Oh, that's Snoop Dogg on a label. Grab that.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, people are buying it.
And then you have celebrities like Pink, like Sting, who are doing it more from the ground up. Do we have a takeaway?
If you're a fan of their celebrity status, yeah, jump in. Why not? If you're just a wine lover and you're like, oh, they're producing a wine, I don't know. Is it the route to go? There's celebrities within the wine industry.
There are.
That maybe would be worth seeking out instead of
Yeah,
Hollywood status celebrities.
that I agree with you.
But at the end of the day, if there's a celebrity wine out there that you think we should try that might change our opinion,
let us know in the comments.
or there's one that you're a massive fan of celebrity and you tried their wine and it let you down, I'd love to know about that too.